Hey guys, Max here, and welcome back to Max FX Builds, where today we'll be taking a look at LEGO Transformers Trackshell. So, moving Mini-Me off to the side here we have Trackshell in his alt mode. He's like this little, rover vehicle, like, kind of almost like a Mars rover. Like, I don't see this being driven by a human. I see, like, this little section here to be, like, a grayed out piece of plastic for, like, sensor arrays and, like, cameras, so the thing can be, like, either operated remotely or drive itself. But I see him as like a little like almost rover that you'd either like send into a very hostile environment, like for military purposes, which this one I could kind of see more being used for, or being sent to like even another planet. So here he is. I really like the way he came out. He exists for a very specific purpose, and that purpose I'm very proud of. So, but that'll be the topic of next week's video. So actually make sure you stay tuned. But Trackshell in his alt mode, definitely like it's probably his weakest mode. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably his weakest mode. He doesn't even roll, unlike a lot of my builds. Like, he has tracks, so obviously it couldn't roll anyway, but like at that point I decided it's not even worth having like the rubber tires up front to roll either. But oh well. But yeah, just taking a look around. Like, I like the shaping of it. This is a fun project to take on because it's very different from a lot of my other Transformers in the way he transforms and just like his engineering, because I actually had help to build this one. Shout out to Icebreaker55 for helping me design this guy. He designed the legs for me because he was originally going to make something for my Brute figure, but we ended up doing something a little better. So he designed the legs for this guy, and I took over after that. But yeah, big shout out to you, buddy. I'll probably link your channel in the description. If I don't, I'm stupid. But yeah, there's a little gap in the back. Oh well. I do like how I like the curves and angles and such. I just think it looks really cool. It doesn't roll, unfortunately, and it has this giant gun. This is why I think it's more military based for this certain drone. Like, obviously, you do have the sensor array here on this side, but, like, you just have this massive gun. It's like this massive fusion cannon, almost like Megatron would have. Yeah, it is quite a Megatron weapon, actually, because you'll see in robot mode. But, anyways, let's move on to comparisons. I'm rambling about a hunk of plastic. For alt mode comparisons, here he is with Flamethrower. I see this as being in scale, by the way. Like, this is how big this rover would be. Like, compared to like a small airport fire truck. For robot comparison, here he is next to Brute, who will come in more prevalently in next week's video, which you will see next week, and hopefully will be impressed by. Here he is with L Buster. With the Hot Wheels car, and of course with my minifigure again. In terms of accessories, this guy he has a lot actually, but only like 2 or 3. Yeah, actually 2 I'll be showing in this video, and one's actually a separate figure. But we'll get to that in robot mode. So speaking of robot mode, oh, the weapons don't store, so I'm not going to show them off in this mode. So, with that out of the way, let's get on the transformation. I'm a little rusty. I'm very tired. I just woke up. But, yeah, let's raise up the camera, and we will get down to transforming this thing. Now, this thing is very different from a lot of my normal transformation patterns, and I'm proud of it. Very proud of it. But, where do I start? Start with the legs. So first we're going to come around to the rear. Going to bend this back and then flip it out like that. After that, in here on stud friction, this joint will straighten out just like that. And then the tread will just come down. And then you'll have a leg just like that. Now let's just repeat the steps on this side. It's exactly the same. Just fold that out, fold the stud friction, and then fold down the tread. Straighten it out. There's his legs. Cool. So next we're going to do the arms. So get the arms out. They're silly. You gotta pop it up like this, and then it just swings out, just like that. And we're going to leave them in this state right here. Actually, we're just gonna move them in like that, just so they're out of the way. Do the same on this side. Just move it up, and then just push it in for now, until we're ready to do it. We're ready to take care of him. Now we have him looking kind of like this, so let's straighten out the waist. So what we're going to do is fold this section here up. It's on a little clip. And then rotate the legs down. And rotate the waist. Cool. Alright. Now his lower body is completely done and all set. So next, we'll go to this arm first, but this arm slides out to the side. Rotate it at the bicep here, and then it just comes down. And then on this side, basically do the same thing, but mirrored. So just rotate it here at the bicep. This time though, you have to turn the hand out. And then, yeah, there we go. There's the arm. All we have to do now is finish out the little backpack section and the head. So to get the head out, you just pop it up, just like this, and it rotates just like that, and there's his head. And then you take the wheels, and they just tuck in to the center to provide clearance for the arms. Should look like that. Just position him how you want. And there we have Trackshell in his robot mode. So moving the camera back down, I think he looks pretty sick. He's a very lanky robot. I'll give you that. He's very lanky. He's not bulky like Brute is, which will be something funny next week. But I keep saying next week. You better come back next week or I'll be lonely. But yeah, let's take a look around the robot mode. So just taking a look around, from the side perspective, he's very thin. All of his mass in that alt mode just stretched out to make him tall in robot mode. But oh well. He does have a Megatron arm cannon, which is pretty sick. I love that. Around the back, not much besides his wheels, which they do serve a purpose in this mode too, if you want. Just moving to this other side, you just have the sensor array on his other arm, not the gun. And other than that, it's pretty much identical. And then around the front, I do like that a little bit of red has been exposed. I just think it breaks up the gray pretty nicely. He had to be mostly gray for his second gimmick, which we will be displaying next week. I should stop teasing next week. I'm making you guys jealous. Or something. I forgot the word. But yeah, anyway. Moving him off to the side. We'll do some comparisons, then we'll articulate him, then we'll show off accessories, and maybe other things, I don't know. For a robot mode comparison, here he is with Brute again. He's actually taller than Brute, but Brute's in the pose right now, so he's a little shorter. Here he fell over. Here he is with Flamethrower in his truck mode again. Here he is with the Hot Wheels car. With El Bustero. And again with a minifigure. Cool. So let's do posability now. So this guy's posability is actually quite impressive, so I'm pretty happy with it. We'll start with the head. So the head can look... Actually, it's probably best if I move the camera up again. So the head can move down, look up, and then it can also look side to side. So that's cool. It's always good when a figure has head posability. Like, Brute doesn't really have any besides looking up a bit. And, like, you have no idea how much it takes away from a figure when you can't pose its head for, like, poses. Oh, well. But, arms. He has some cool arms. His arms, they go all the way up. They are like the trigger happy shoulders though, so if you rotate his arm forward, it doesn't really do anything. But oh well. Pain. Yeah, they go all the way up like that far until they start hitting the wheel. They have a forward and backwards butterfly joint. Just move it up a bit. They do go full 360 on the little headlight brick here. You do have an elbow joint that has 180 degrees of freedom. You have a bicep swivel. And then at the wrists, you have some wrist movement down and to the side. This is important for wielding one of his accessories. Same on this arm, just obviously there's a little less range because of the gun being here and it having this little clip piece. But oh well. So, moving the arms out of the way. At the waist, he can crunch, he can arc. He's got a waist rotation, but it doesn't work if you have the hips activated. Just because, like, you know, clearance. But the hips, they can go up that far. He can kick himself in the face. They can go back that far. Almost kick himself in the head. Again. Move that down. They can go out that far, so even more than the full splits. You got a lot of posability. The treads can move to get out of your way, like on stud rotation just here. He does have a knee joint, which bends that far normally, but you can use like the little friction parts for transformation to get even more. And he does have this joint, which you use for transformation, but I don't really see a practical purpose of using it in this mode, unless like maybe you want to have like some toe articulation for like a kneeling pose. But oh well. Anyway, yeah, that's his posability. He's actually really, really posable, which I'm proud of. I love it when my figures are posable, especially like I didn't really have to worry about doing like, you know, wheel assemblies this time, so like to make sure they spun, so I guess I had more space to put in more posability, but tire articulation is important to me as well. Anyways, moving the camera back down, we can get onto accessories, and he has Nighthawk's old accessories. He has her minigun, because Nighthawk's no longer built, but I thought this minigun would work well for next week's video, so Trackshell here gets to wield it. So this is number 1. What you have to do to prep him is move this hand down, rotate it around, and then push it back all the way. So now his hand's kind of down like this, and then you can just clip it in his hand. And he's got tight enough joints to hold it, so that's pretty cool. So now he has the double-barreled minigun accessories that I've made, and he can go around and blow up Decepticons with it, which is sick. Second accessory though requires me to take this guy off screen because it's a whole nother figure. This is the Mindbender Targetmaster design that I've just slightly modified for my use, but let alone he is still part of my figure here, so credit to Mindbender. I'll see if I can link that video too, because this is not wholeheartedly my design. This is mostly by Mindbender. I've just changed like 1 or 2 small things about it, just like the way it's built. But it functions pretty much exactly the same. This is who I'm calling Scrap Maker, based off of the X-18 Scrap Maker from the War for Cybertron games, I want to say. I know it was in Rise of the Darkspark, but we don't talk about that game. I can't really say much that Mindbender has not said about this figure. Like, it's pretty posable for its size. You got universal joints at the shoulders, just forward and back at the legs, knee bend, you got an elbow bend, no waist swivel, no head articulation size looking down, you know. I'm not going to go full in depth because Mindbender has on his channel, and I just built this guy to complement next week's build. But he does exist, and Trackshell can wield him. So let's just quick transform him. Obviously, like I said, not my build, so I'm not going to showcase how he transforms. But it's a very simple and easy conversion that, I don't know, was just appealing. So I just needed a good Targetmaster design. Like, I like Targetmasters, and I wish I had better designs, but like, I'm just not good. You'd think that building at like a small scale at all these years has like taught me how to be good at building Targetmasters and minicons. It hasn't. Not at all. Not one bit. I've only really built cars, but oh well. There he is in his little gun mode now, and he can be held by Trackshell just like this. So now he has even more guns to destroy his enemies. This hinge here is a little loose, so he's not going to hold it up. But his elbow seems to be pretty loose too, actually. These must be some old pieces. Yeah, we'll just let it rest. But yeah, there he is with his accessories. Like I said, I'm not going to go into depth on the Targetmaster because it's technically not really my build, so. But either way, that's pretty much a full in-depth review of Trackshell. And I guess I'll give you guys, I'll tell you what's going to happen next week. Did you guys hear about the new Masterpiece Gatai line?